This is only showing that a lot of y'all were just cum receptacles and a lot of y'all were just happy to get in between somebody's legs.
What is going on, you guys, and welcome back again on another episode. How are you guys doing today? I really hope you all are doing great, and if you're joining for the very first time, please do not make it your last time. Make sure you smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on. Today's video is going to be a bit long, but I need you guys to stick around because I think this is actually a very good conversation to have. Currently, this video has about 3.5 million views on TikTok, about 800,000 likes, and as well close to 30,000 comments. People are really coming in on this video because there are a lot of people who are of the opinion that it's either the parent to be held accountable or maybe something is just wrong with the society in general. This teacher came online to talk about the students he is teaching, and what he has to share or the revelation he's making to the public has been shocking to some and not shocking to people in the education system, because this is something they say has been going on for quite a while. So there is a video this teacher posted and people are reacting to the video. This video has sparked a lot of conversation on TikTok, but I am going to post the video that started this conversation because the way this teacher was talking about it, you can tell that it is bad. Without wasting much time, let me roll the clip of the actual video that started this entire conversation.
No, y'all, can we talk about it? Can we please talk about it? Let's take a moment to discuss. Let's take a moment to debrief. Let's take a moment to unpack. So I'm not really understanding why they're not telling y'all. Like, we all know that the world is behind, like, globally, like, because of the pandemic and stuff. But I don't understand why they're not stressing to y'all how bad it is. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but these kids are... I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level. I don't care how you flip it, turn it, swing it, swindle it. They still performing on the 4th grade level. Ain't nobody talking about how they just keep moving, passing them on. They just keep passing them on. I can put as many zeros in this grade book as I want to. They're going to move that child to the 8th grade next year. Ain't nobody talking about that. Why they not talking about that? Why they not telling y'all that y'all... And why don't y'all know that y'all kids not performing on their grade level? Why y'all don't know this? Why y'all don't know? Talk about it. Let's unpack. Because y'all be quick to talk about, oh, the teacher this, the teacher this, it's your job, baby. I just got here 30 days ago. She was performing on the 4th grade level since 4th grade. Why we not talk? Well, let's talk about it. You the teacher. You supposed to be, again, she's been on the 4th grade level since the 4th grade. We in 7th grade now, so you let this child go 3 years and you never knew that your child was still in the 4th grade, ain't never left the... Hang it up, flat screen. In 4th grade is being nice. I still have kids performing on grade K, 1, 2, and 3rd grade levels. I could probably count on one hand how many kids are actually performing on their grade level. So just imagine, you don't know that your child been on the 2nd grade level since the 2nd grade and they now in the 7th or 8th grade? Are you joking right now? And these are future leaders, our future doctors, our future nurses, our future... Please.
That was the video he posted on TikTok. That is the video literally going viral. Now, when he posted this video, you guys already know people are going to come in to talk about what they think is causing this entire pandemic of students not performing on their level. There are people even saying it's the parents, because the parents are online, putting them in trends, doing videos with them, dancing and twerking their waist. You guys are going to see the way people are talking about it in the stitches that I'm about to post, which is the reason why I said stick around, because these stitches are interesting and they are eye-opening. So some people are saying, oh, we blame the teachers are not doing their job, and teachers are saying the parents are not even doing their job. Where I come from, you have to tender your results at the end of every term. Like, you already know if you're going to be in trouble or not. So this is the reason why a lot of people are even finding it shocking how your child could be in school and you're not checking their reports. But there are people saying that, so there are people calling out the parent, and there are people as well saying the education system in general is in shambles. I would like you guys to hear what these people are saying about all of this, and without wasting much time, let me just roll in the stitches.
I'm so glad that this video is posted because it's only letting me know how fucking dumb these parents are and exactly where they stupid ass kids get it from. I've heard people try to blame it on social media. I've heard people try to blame it on the phones. I've heard people try to blame it on the pandemic. I've heard people try to blame it on the teachers for bringing it to social media. You know why? You know why they brought it to social media? Because that's where the fuck you at. You ain't at these parent-teacher conferences. I mean, these parents got more excuses than they dumbass kids, and we see exactly where the kids get it from. Y'all are quick to shove a camera in y'all kids' faces to do a damn TikTok trend. Let's do a report card trend. Let's do that. Let's figure out how the fuck your child even made it the fuck home after their report card that you show. Then the people trying to blame it on the pandemic, your child been behind. They been behind. And then they're like, oh, well, this is shaming kids. What if they have a learning disability? It's the fact that y'all don't even know if your child has a learning disability or not. How the hell do you not know this? This is only showing that a lot of y'all were just cum receptacles and a lot of y'all were just happy to get in between somebody's legs. Like, God forbid you actually take a part in your child's life that is not financial. It's giving bare minimum parenting. And as far as these kids possibly having some type of learning disability, is when these teachers try to tell y'all, y'all get mad. Like, you don't want nobody shaming you in your parenting because you just want to coast by in your parenting. Just like your child in school. Like, y'all kids be fresh as hell, but they be dumber than a motherfucker. I mean, just straight up stupid. It's the fact that they had to lower the grading scale because the kids are so far behind. Stop blaming that pandemic. That pandemic didn't do all of that to y'all kids. That was y'all. At the end of the day, y'all kids are just fucking dumb. Y'all can make all the excuses y'all want to. Y'all kids are still fucking stupid. On the roll don't even mean anything anymore when an 85 is an A.
No, y'all, can we talk about it? Can we please talk about it? Let's take a moment to discuss. Let's take a moment to debrief. Let's take a moment to...
If you haven't already, please watch that video. I've been an educator for 2 years. I teach 7th grade as well, and I totally agree with everything he's saying. I feel like the parents really are blind, or in denial. And I work in a state where they do not retain. In North Carolina, they still do. So when I came up here, and I'm confused on why I have students who cannot read, and I have students who cannot write, but they can twist their hips every day. It's confusing. But everything starts at home, because when I was behind in 4th grade, my mom and my sister would tutor me after school, and it wasn't no TV, it wasn't no nothing until I passed the test they made for me. I would go to tutoring lessons. I would read. My mama would make me read during the summer. Go to the library. Y'all cannot spell. You cannot, and honestly, you cannot fault the children because they're children. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the education system as a whole is failing everybody. It doesn't really make much sense why we don't retain. Because there's no child left behind, but you're pushing a child up to the 7th grade that's on 3rd grade reading level. They cannot spell 2nd grade words. It's baffling me, and it's putting me behind. And then when it comes down to us having conversations with the parent, but your child is not here. Your child is here. So that's why the behavior comes in the classroom. They're acting up because they don't know things. And they're embarrassed, and that's okay. But as a parent, be the parent. Because I'm not the parent, I'm the teacher. Even though I'm with your child more than you're with your child, you're the parent. Be the parent and come and help these teachers out on the back end. Because during the summer, instead of them taking them on trips and doing all this other stuff, they need to be in that library. They don't read. It starts there. Look at how they write. Look at their penmanship. They stop teaching cursive in school. They can't read a clock I'm telling you now. If that doesn't get fixed soon, okay. Oh, and one more thing, because this really grinds me. Let's stop using COVID as a crutch. Your child not knowing how to read has nothing to do with COVID. Your child didn't know how to read prior to COVID. So y'all keep saying, oh, well, they're reading on the 3rd grade level. Okay, but COVID came when they was in 5th grade. So stop. I don't really want to, stop. As a parent, let's stop buying them all these electronics. We buy them all these cell phones. They got bigger phones than me. They got more electronics than me. They have all of these things, but their grades are not where they need to be. But because, without a shadow of a doubt, they're going to the next grade, it's cool. No, we're not praising bullshit. Let's stop praising mockery and let's really help. Because y'all are the problem. Parents, you have to understand that you are the problem. And then on top of that, your child is disrespectful beyond words. And then when I call you and let you know, but my kid, yes. JJ is acting a donkey in here. You want to get him before I do?
I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
7th grade English teacher here. I teach in Northern Houston, and I teach at one of the more affluent schools. When I tell you that these babies cannot read, they cannot write, and they cannot comprehend, I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious. It doesn't exist. I have kids constantly asking me, how do I spell window? How do I spell important? How do I spell though? And they be serious. They're dead serious. I could ask them, who is the main character of your story? The story of 4-paragraph story we just read. Can't tell you. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. It took us 4 weeks to get through how to answer a question in a complete sentence.
And why don't y'all know that y'all kids not performing on their grade level? Why y'all don't know this?
They can't even blame the pandemic. 10 years ago, in 2013, I was a pre-K/kindergarten teacher for the 2 years of me teaching. I remember when I was teaching kindergarten and we had like parent-teacher night. First of all, a lot of people wouldn't come. You know, teachers know how that is. And I had a parent that did come with this lovely little girl. Let's just call her Tia. So I was talking to him because kindergarten, you need to at least know, I think it was 80% of the 52 letters, as in uppercase and lowercase, and you had to be able to identify it at random. So I'm telling the dad that she barely knows 10 letters, and he's, you know, in denial. She knows her letter. She knows her letter. So the daughter was there. So I sit down with my cards. Pretend this is like my white cards. This is how we test kids if they know their letters. You have letters in different like cards. Shuffle them up. Hold it up and say, what letter is this? I literally said, what letter is this? She said something that's not it. Put another one. What letter is this? She don't know it. What letter is this? She don't know it. Now the dad is looking at her like, Tia, you know this. And I'm looking at him like, no, she doesn't. And then he tells me that, oh, because you know, her brother was supposed to teach her. Her brother was in 6th grade. It is not up to a child in elementary school or middle school or really any of your older kids. As someone who's like an older child, it is not up to the kids to teach younger kids. They don't know how to teach because they have their other shit going on. In that same school, there was a student that was in 5th grade and he was reading at a kindergarten level. This is what kindergarten level reading looks like. I see you. I like to see. A 5th grader only knows how to read these little type of words. It literally boggled my fucking mind. But the thing is, because I've of course talked to those teachers and they know, every teacher knows, if you suggest to hold the child back, the parent is going to fight tooth and nail because they're more concerned about the optics of their child being held back than actually taking care of the child's needs. I have sent notes home. I have sent emails. I've literally taken a note and I have pinned it to the kid's shirt and say, don't take this off until your mom takes it. And I don't get nothing back. I barely get report cards back. I barely get all these things back. But then come the end of the year, luckily for me, I didn't really have like number grades. It was kind of a pass or fail. But even that, it's like, I know this kid needs help, but there's only so much that I can do. Parents, y'all can't be backseat driver about your child's learning. You have to help reinforce it at home. You put a kid in front of that phone and iPad whenever they come home, it better be on YouTube and it better be learning about letters and sight words. And you can't tell me that you can't read to the kid. It takes 10 minutes to read to the kid. No one is that busy. And it's hilarious to me because when the shutdown happened and the kids had to basically learn from home, that the parents that were in denial about their kids' behavior and their kids' learning and whatever was able to see firsthand, you know what, my kid just talked too damn much. My kid don't ever listen. My kid can't focus. He can't sit still. So maybe the teacher knows what they're talking about. But when the teacher tells you, y'all give them all types of pushback. Oh, you just trying to do this. I'm just going to email the principal and do all this shit. At the end of the day, the people that suffer are your children. Your children suffer. They grow up to be kids that can't read and can't not only like can't read, maybe if they could read, you know, just word for word, they can't process what they read. They can't like decode information, context clues, predicting the next word. Oh, this person's making an inference. Like, they will jump in people's comments because they just read it for what it is and didn't actually process what the hell is happening. And the government and the institutions are banking on that because y'all's kids are the ones that are going to be working these jobs. And when they talk about, like, if slavery and labor and all that shit is coming back, that it's gonna be the low readers. It's gonna be the people that don't know that they are getting screwed over. Not saying manual labor is bad, just talking. But again, you see the fact that on TikTok you can't even say something without having to clarify because somebody is going to come in and be like, well, what about blah blah blah. Listen, like, this is the problem.
I'ma just say this. I teach 7th grade, they are still performing on the 4th grade level.
So let me get this straight. We have a failing education system where kids are 3 to 4 grade levels behind on reading and comprehension, if they could even read at all. We have an unhinged police department that rides around like a legal gang, hitting people with cars and laughing about it. And then whenever they do have poor performance and the cities do decide to settle, it's up to us as taxpayers to pay for it when it should really come out of their pension. Then whenever we see any of our political representatives who are well past retirement age get on national television, they tend to freeze up like they have poor connection in the Call of Duty server, or they're incoherent as fuck, or after their term they end up going to jail. And then to top it all off, whenever we all talk about these issues, whether it's on social media or in person, we all start to kind of realize that a lot of this stuff can be solved if we all just create a sense of community and put in a little bit of our own time and money to help, with these problems. The problem with that is the average person in this country doesn't have time nor money. Most people in this country is one paycheck away from being homeless, and the average person in this country is probably working 2 to 3 jobs just to fucking survive. They don't even have time to talk to their kids while they're making dinner before they got to go to their next shift. And I haven't even touched on inflation. This country is completely fucked.
I teach 7th grade, they are still performing on the 4th grade level.
About 6 or 7 years ago when I was in the classroom, part of the reason why I left the classroom was because of this very thing. Too many children were not prepared to be in the grades that they were. So let's take my middle schoolers from 5th to 8th grade that I taught. Basically, I taught history. And all they had to do was read and comprehend the information that was given to them and make inferences about it. That's basically all social studies and history is. Reading, comprehending, and making inferences. Understanding and drawing conclusions about what you have read. I literally had a child in my class who would break down crying because the child could not read. I called the mom and asked her about her child's academic history because I didn't have it before the child got to me. Mama said she thought her child would grow out of not being able to read. That she would just get better over the years. Not getting kind of help or services, but just grow out of it. The year before that, the state of Louisiana mandated all state testing be done on computers and no longer on Scantrons, and parents were made aware of this. I had 20 parent-teacher conferences. All of them were mad because I changed all my homework assignments to computer-based learning just so that they could get practice in the skill set of typing using computers on a regular basis. And they were mad at me because I was assisting them with gaining a skill set that they would need within 9 months. They had to learn how to utilize computers within 9 months and pass this test because of a state requirement. And they got mad because I was preparing them. In another class that same year, I gave an exam, a midterm exam, after we had gone over for months, 4 months of information. And we went over it for 3 weeks in advance before this exam on what to do. I put all the answers on the board. I put all the answers on the board, big and bold and bright colors so you couldn't miss it when you walked in the classroom.
Every student failed. Every student failed the exam. I had a student who left their agenda to write down their homework in another classroom and said, "How can I write my homework down?" I said, "Get a sheet of paper and write it down." The child asked, "Well, how am I going to get it into my agenda if I write it on a sheet of paper?" I would prepare my entire school lesson for the entire school year during the summer. I would literally write it out. I would put it in the syllabus, letting them know every single due date. And do you know I still had students who didn't turn their work in on time, whose parents were upset because their parents got a 0 because I had nothing. I had nothing to grade because their child didn't do it. Like, how am I supposed to grade something if I don't have it? That was 6 or 7 years ago. 6 to 7 years ago. And a teacher is talking about how bad it is now. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get much worse. And you think the teacher shortage is the problem. Just wait. All these people who come for teachers, making their lives harder. You think it's bad now. It's gonna get worse. And the levels of lack of understanding that children are facing now is gonna be so much worse.
I'm not even trying to be funny, but these kids are. I'ma just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, but I don't think our current educational system is one that's conducive to learning in the first place. It's more so along the lines of indoctrination and rote learning. Students know this, they feel this, and they are completely uninterested in what is being taught, the way it's being taught, and the environment it's being taught in. Children are naturally more hands-on. They learn through the arts, through creation, through experience. But that's really hard to come by when you're trapped in a classroom for 7-8 hours a day. And don't get me wrong, there are some really amazing teachers out there, but there's only so much that they can do when they're basically being forced to teach to a test. That limits their range and their ability. It also puts a lot of pressure on them to get such a huge amount of information taught in such a short amount of time. However, I completely agree with the original poster that learning, real learning, should be taking place at home because this system ain't gonna do it. That's not what it was built for.
Thank you all so much for being part of this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think about the education pandemic that this guy is literally talking about? I always hear this growing up. The kids, the children today are going to be the leaders tomorrow. What is going on with the foundation? Like, what do you guys think is going on? What do you guys think is going on either in the education system, even back at home? Because aside from even blaming the teachers, we already know that as a parent, there are some certain things that you need to do with your kids, especially to help them with their schoolworks and stuff like that. We have seen conversation that has come up on Twitter a lot of times where parents are saying, "Oh, we know the assignment that these teachers are giving our kids are actually not for the kids, they are for the parent." So I would like to know, are these parents not checking their book? Are they not checking their report card? Are they not checking the things that they are supposed to check in order for them to know if their child is actually performing on the level that they are in? I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. And if you haven't subscribed, please smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.